Hey everybody, it's John Reinhardt here with Reinhardt Group LLC. Today was supposed to be a bed leveling video for the SOVOL SV04 dual extrusion printer, but after about 5 prints, this 3D printer is going back. Let's talk about it. So, brand new 3D printer, straight out of the box, 5 prints in, and it does not work at all here. I literally cannot print anything from this specific 3D printer. That's why it needs to be returned. It has stopped reading SD cards completely. So I don't even know what to do with that. SOVOL's solution was to make sure you're using an 8 gig or 16 gig SD card, which I'm using the 8 gig SD card that was sent to me with the SOVOL SV04. It doesn't take any, if you plug it in, if you plug anything into here to try to get any type of G code to pop up on my screen, it does not appear at all. It did at one point in time. I mean, like I said, I got 5 prints in and then just plugged my SD card in and then just couldn't get anything to work. And I don't really have a solution for it, so thus I am going to box this thing up. Luckily, when you order these off Amazon, you got 30 days pretty much to return it. I contacted the company right away. I mean, the day after I get it installed, get it all set up here, I'm having problems. So luckily, Amazon, I think is gonna be a pretty decent process here as far as doing a return. I just have to box it all up, or literally do the exact reverse of the last video that I just made. But that's why this specific 3D printer has to go back. But before I disassembled it, put it all back in the box, which is gonna be a freaking nightmare. Luckily, I have a video that I can just watch in reverse, and that'll put me right back in the box, hopefully. I can at least tell you a few things that I have liked about this 3D printer and things that I have not liked about it. Let's talk about the advantages of switching to the SV04. First and foremost, I really appreciate how user-friendly the user interface is. Whatever you want to do, it's right there. Anything that you want to do, you want to move something, you want to heat something up, it's right there, easy to find. Some 3D printers make it difficult to navigate and do what you need to do right there inside that LCD screen. This is pretty easy, and I like that. And another thing that I really liked too was the amount of modes that come with this. So I thought I was just getting a 3D printer that printed 2 colors at once, but there's actually, there's a single extruder mode where it just prints 1 color. There's a dual extruder mode where it prints the 2 colors at once. There's a mirror mode where it'll print 2 at the same time, but they're mirrored images. And then there's duplicate mode, which it'll print 2 of the same exact thing. So I really liked that. I thought that was nifty, and I mean, that could come in handy for a lot of people that would be interested in buying one of these. And the last positive that's worth noting is the little magnetic clip that they give you for your bed. Why is that nice? Well, just in case your extruder decides to go off on its own and do some serious carving. I have never had it happen before in any 3D printer that I've ever used. I was literally 3D printing over here. I turned my back for about 5 minutes, and next thing you know, the extruder is digging into this area over, completely not printing at all, and just digging straight into this little part that has nothing to do with the print that it was working on. I don't understand why it did that. Hopefully SOVOL does not throw a huge fit about this piece being damaged when I send it back. Not the reason that I'm sending it back, but definitely part of the problem there, which ties into some of the negatives that I've been dealing with. And this right here is a huge negative for me. I don't really have time to be dealing with this. I need a 3D printer that's going to work and work well. I have no idea why it just went off to the side and started carving into this area right here. I shut the print off immediately after I recognized that it was doing this. I started it back up, printed 2 completely fine prints afterwards. I would love to show you what I'm talking about here, but it has stopped reading SD cards. I can't print anything right now. That would be another huge negative for me, is I just don't think that it is of as much quality as the SV06, to be completely honest with you. I feel like it's a little bit chintzier than my SV06, especially the bed. The bed on those SV06s are tough. They're hard metal beds. I like that a lot. And another minor negative for me here would be the fan noise. The SV04 is about twice as loud as my SV06. I do know that it's got 2 extruders on it. There are a few other things that we need to cool versus the SV06, but it's kind of loud. It sounds very similar to an Xbox 360 with a red ring of death. And anybody that's ever heard that before knows it's kind of a noisy machine. And last but not least, which is the reason I cannot recommend the SOVOL SV04, is the print quality. The print quality of the SOVOL SV04 compared to the SV06, woo! It's definitely significant there. And you can get an extra fine with the SV04 that goes down to 0.06 millimeters. I slice and cure, so that's the terminology that I'm using here. When you slice it with the SV06, you have the highest quality is a super quality, which is a 0.12 millimeter. You would think the 0.06 fine of the SV04 would be much better than the 0.12 of the SV06. It's just not true. I print my devices face down, so I really want that face as flat and as smooth and as detailed as possible. beautiful. Printing on the SV06, I get a great, flat, smooth face that is something that I could sell in stores. The SV04, not the case whatsoever. The only way I know how to make a comparison, it's like a face with acne on it. I don't want a face with acne on it. I mean, no matter how fine you dial this thing down to, it just can't beat the SV06's print quality. So those are my general thoughts and opinions on the SOVOL SV04. I know, like I said, a little bit face value there. I haven't used this thing a ton. I wish I could have. I mean, it's literally not letting me use it. There's nothing I can do. And if my patent attorney is watching this is what the delay was. This is what caused me 4 days of pure hell to try to get you all your stuff. So yes, all of my stuff is with my patent attorney right now. We're good to go. He's gonna hopefully get me a patent pending in the next coming month here, and then we'll take it from there. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. This is John Reinhardt here with Reinhardt Group LLC, and I'll see you next time.